It's locked. I cannot enter.
I will not let you down, my boy.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
What can you tell me about the recent commotion in the hospital? Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick. Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
What can you tell me?
I had shouting coming from the first floor.
I have to go now, sir.
I will not let you down, my boy.
Good evening, Miss
I need blood, Doc.
Is there anything you can tell me?
Many things can happen under cover of night, Dr. Reed. But I took...
But did you see or hear?
I can't say I did. But the smell of fresh...
I'll leave you.
Oh, Jonathan. I cannot believe my...
Yes, and I'm afraid I'm at least partially...
Jonathan, how could you say...
Forgive me if I feel despondent. For there seems to be no end to the suffering and death that surrounds us.
I'm always here for you, Jonathan.
I have experienced a certain difficulty when faced with holy symbols or trying to enter religious buildings. Have you?
Now that's quite a question. I don't know why, but yes. It has happened to me.
Is this a sign? The hand of God in action? Are we repellent unto heaven?
I don't have the answers, Jonathan. But
Aren't you...
very little scares me, my dear. To be
Have you embraced this woman, like the other patient?
Her name was Amelia. And no, I did not kill her. I vowed of...
Temptation surrounds us. Rich, vital...
Over the years, any pleasure I once gleaned from feeding is lost.
Is there sufficient vital...
Yes, Jonathan. The hunger gnaws at me every waking hour.
What do you know of Ascalon? I was threatened by a creature.
What more can you tell me of...
He was bigger than a man. Huge, in fact. He seemed to radiate violence. I thought he was going to tear me apart. Then he vanished.
Fergal, the executioner of Ascalon. You were fortunate.
What is Ascalon?
The Ascalon Club are the most powerful vampires in Britain and exert tremendous influence.
Thank you, my lady.
At least that
Good evening.
Good evening.
Do you need
I'm afraid.
Not under...
Thank you.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
I'm quite busy.
Do you need...
Don't be ridiculous.
I will... Thank you for your time. We'll talk later. Do you need medical advice?
Afraid so.
Throughout history...
You were...
Goodbye, Mr. Blood.
See them fancy clothes? This one's a top! one of them! Watch yourselves! Die, Fergie! Please, sir. Can't let you through. Steady, boys. Oh, mine, vermin! Bloody vermin! Shit, that leech is fast! Murdering bastard! Leech spotted! Watch out! Easy does it, boys. He's dead! The lively! Murdering bastard!
Mark my words. These murders are the work of a vampire.
A vampire? Whatever do you mean?
I'm a tracker of these creatures. A vampire...
Not a drop of blood left in his body. This is the work of a vampire.
And hunting all these poor folk, he needs a catching.
Sewer dog? What's it look like?
Good evening, Mr.
What? Oh, you're that doctor.
I'm looking for Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where I could find him?
I really don't know. I heard he'd been abducted. I don't know if he's back.
Who could tell me then?
About the sad saint. Try asking Tom what's about him.
He's the kind of prey I hunt.
Goodbye, Mr. Delaney. Evening, miss.
Well, I never. That's a first.
I'm much more myself than when we...
Welcome back to the Turquoise Turtle then, Doctor.
Miss Cavendish, would you be willing to help me look...
You better ask Tom, sir.
Why not answer me directly?
We respect the privacy of our customers here, sir. Only Tom can...
Goodbye, Miss Cavendish.
Good evening, sir. Have you witnessed any suspicious activity or strange events recently?
And what do you define as a strange event?
My name is Ichabod Throgmorton, vampire hunter extraordinaire.
A vampire hunter? Really?
I know what you're thinking. I'm just another lunatic howling at the moon.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
A man of science? Well, I'll be glad to enlighten you.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton.
The sad saint? He should be at his night asylum at this hour. But I cannot tell you how to find it, sorry.
Really?
It's nothing personal, Doctor. I'm sure...
Maybe at least you can tell me who could help me find him.
Tell you what, go and chat with Tom Watts.
I could make you tell me, but I respect...
All I will say is this. Gossip has it that when he was a child, he was molested. By a priest of all people. Funny thing...
Have you heard of the Guard of Priwen?
Of course. They're dedicated hunters.
Were you ever tempted to join the Guard yourself?
I did think about it, but I'm more of a silent hunter.
So you hunt alone? That sounds risky.
Vampires are just like every other predator.
What can you tell me about...
Did you hear about what happened to Jack Gillingham?
It's impossible to protect everyone.
But it's my duty. I am convinced.
So... how...
I patrol late at night.
How do you identify a vampire?
It's simple, really. They can't stand daylight.
Have you ever killed one of them?
Of course I have. What kind of question is that? It's a...
Can I help in any way?
Actually, yes. I plan to put up posters to alert the population to the vampire threat.
Are you...
If you wouldn't...
Goodbye.
I should just run as far away from this place as I can.
Good evening, Tom. Good. You remember me?
Of course I...
Thank you for your hospitality.
I'm still Tom Watts.
Tom, I need to find Sean Hampton as quickly as possible. I've been told you could help me.
I heard the sad saint was recovering at Pembroke Hospital. Did he leave or something?
I believe he returned to his flock. Can you confirm that?
Oh, I bet you're right. Sean can't help but worry about the poor and sick. Oh, I guess it has something to do with what happened to him as a baby.
Please, tell me.
Well, I don't like to gossip, but I heard that the sad saint was abandoned as a baby in front of a Catholic orphanage in Dublin. That would explain his faith and need to help everyone.
The important thing is I find him, quickly.
Why not try his night asylum? He takes care of those who need a meal or a roof there.
Where is it?
It's in an old warehouse, northwest of here. Just follow the bank to the west and go north when you reach the end of the pier.
How is it you can keep this place open?
Well, since everybody needs a drink,
You're something of a figurehead around here.
I'm only pouring alcohol for everyone to forget their troubles. Sean Hampton is the one giving them long-term hope.
Since I'm here, is there anything I can do?
Well, perhaps, Doctor. Peace partly depends on my stock of gin. With the epidemic, my supplies are running low.
How could a physician help you in this matter?
I have a small warehouse just past the quarantine line. Perhaps, with you being a doctor, you could go there and come back?
Doctors aren't immune to disease, you know. Very well.
Oh, thank you, sir. Here's the key to get it.
I see. So you get pressure from all sides about how this place...
Or something.
What can you tell...
It's not that...
Who? Sabrina seems very fond of you.
I like her too. I really do. I know I'm her boss, and I'm much older and all. But I like her, for sure.
What is bothering you, then?
Sabrina is an angry one. She wears it like a coat. I'm not sure I can make her shed that anger. It hurts to see her like that.
Goodbye, Mr.
He didn't deserve this.
Perhaps I should shut the turquoise for a time.
These are good drinks, just as likely to cause a problem as to...
Welcome back.
Just run as far away from this place as I can.
How is it?
Well,
Since I'm here...
perhaps, Doctor. Peace partly depends on my stock of gin. With the epidemic, my supplies are running low.
How could a physician help you in this matter?
I have a small warehouse just past the quarantine line. Perhaps, with you being a doctor, you could go there and come back?
Doctors aren't immune to disease, you know. Very well. Show me where it is. I'll see what I can do.
Oh, thank you, sir. Here's the key to get in. You're about to save many dry throats.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
Just as likely. Under control, more or less.
Don't forget to keep an eye out for this garden. Something sweet. My guess.
Good evening.
Hello.
I managed to reach the mass grave in Southwark. It was not pleasant.
Spare me the details, Dr. Reed. All I want to know is what happened to those bastards who owed me money.
I'm afraid those bastards, as you call them, are in the mass grave.
Dead? Shit. That money would have been useful. Well, I'll tell my boys to avoid the place if it's that dangerous.
Yes. Everybody should avoid that place until further notice.
Okay then, Doctor. It looks like you deserve your reward after.
Can I see you?
As long as you have money. Without the wet boots keeping things straight, these parts would be running completely amok.
You again. What do you want?
Tell me about the man you killed, Booth. What happened?
One of us had been killed, so we had to retaliate. That's the whole story.
There has to be more to it than that.
No, really. One of us got killed, so the killer had to die. That's how things have always been done round here. No one gives a shit.
I think you're wrong. Maybe the docks have always been violent. But you can't say the living don't suffer because of it.
And then what? Let the commies and the anarchists rule? Nah. We're the wet boot boys. Our fathers died on these docks and they belong to us.
I know you're looking for an honest job, Booth. You're tired of this criminal life, aren't you?
It's just an idea. Edwina loves to run things so much. You can never really leave the gang. Wet boys for life, you know?
I know you believe monsters are real, Booth.
They are. I know, I saw one, but no one believes me.
Tell me what you saw.
It was a few years ago. Clay Cox was still the boss then. He'd sent me to the shipyard to find out who was stealing tools and ropes at night.
Go on.
First I thought it was an old lady with a limp. It looked frail and crooked. Then I saw it grab a bloody beam and lift it like it was a stick. I shouted. It looked straight at me.
Do you know what it was?
It was all eyes and long teeth, but I couldn't see its face. I shot at it when it moved towards me and I hit it. And then it jumped and vanished in the shadows.
You could have imagined all that. These docks can be so gloomy at night. With the fog and the wind and the boats creaking.
No, Doctor. That night I saw the fucking sewer dog for real. It's not a beast like the stories say. It's the ghost of an old woman. Bullets can't stop it. But no one believes me.
Are your friends mocking you?
Even Edwina told me once to never speak about it, but I know what I saw. And it wasn't a human. Not human at all.
Goodbye, Mr. Digby.
Foolish girl and her pretty princess.
them fancy clothes? This one's a top.
Seems like the guard at the Freewood is on Shorthampton's trail, too.
I hear leeches. Take a breath of this! Die, beast! Roast the leech, boys! Roast the leech! Die, vermin! Killing's all you can do. Burn it, boys! Want some Killing all you deserve. Cross the leech, boys! Die, vermin!
The wounds on this corpse are deep, the result of rabid rage. If this is Sean's doing, he's become a murderous beast.
Stupid beast! I need that!
Run along home, sir. Please, sir. I can't let you through. This is no place for you, sir. Don't come any fucking closer. Leave quiet. Watch out, boy.
Tom has so much alcohol, he could keep this district afloat for quite some time.
best. It's a leech! It's a leech!
Faith, brother!
We have to stop it!
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. May I have your attention for a minute?
Good evening, sir. My name is Giselle Paxton, but I don't have time for men like you.
Have we met before?
No, but I just need to look at your fancy club.
That's quite judgmental.
Sir, I've led enough strikes when I had a job to
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me?
What is it you want? Does he owe you money? Has he displeased or...
You speak of strikes and class...
You bet I am. Well, I was.
You lost your job because of your beliefs.
Those bastards really
Isn't the whole point of trade unions?
A few nights back.
What really happened?
I drank too much that night. Strange men saw...
May I ask what...
I'm killing myself, scrape...
As I told you, I'm a doctor.
Oh, a doctor. Born with money and...
Why such hatred? Are you judging me by my clothes and my job?
Course I am. Fuck, you're so blind. You don't even see your
What can you...
Tell you what, just spend a few weeks here, and then ask me...
If you have something to say, say it.
Oh. You want information?
You don't know me, Miss Paxton.
Oh, your manners, your club...
You're right. I have never suffered from poverty. But that doesn't mean I don't...
I really doubt you ever had to fight for anything.
Well, it's locked, all right. Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Can I help you?
A fancy doctor lurking at night by the docks? Not fishy at all.
And what about you? Working outside at night in this dangerous part of town?
You want to know my secret?
I'm looking for Sean Hampton.
Mr. Hampton must be in his office at the night asylum he manages.
He was a patient of mine at the Pembroke Hospital.
I see. Well, Mr. Hampton is a discreet and...
Is it not dangerous to work here at night?
As long as I have good legs, I can run away from trouble. The sad saint now provides me and my sister a bed and a roof. I don't want to lose that.
Are you homeless, Miss Paxton?
Mr. Hampton's night asylum is our new home now. It's a safe place for me and my sister.
What can you tell me?
It's just the nickname.
What can you tell me about this place? How are things here?
It may be okay for us.
You really think...
No. I think you had better stay.
Which?
Well, the gangs, the thieves, the drunk.
Well, I am not someone so easily...
Glad to hear.
Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
What have we...
I know I promised you I'd make it.
It's locked, all right. It's locked, all right.
Work to do. This seems to me. Perhaps Sean knows something about
But why the long face, Doctor?
Is it all that worries you, Sean? My long face? Really?
This is a blessing for me, to become a Skal. Immortality gives me more time and energy, if truth be known, to run a shelter. What more could I want?
Since you left Pembroke, the amount of blood that has been shed, it's hard to believe you, Sean.
Ask what you will. As the Lord is my shepherd, I will not speak a lie to you.
Why did you kill Miss Jones at the Pembroke Hospital?
Killed old Harriet? You must be mad, Doctor.
So you claim Miss Jones' death was not by your hand, nor the other incidents at Pembroke?
Though Harriet was an angry, spiteful woman, she was one of God's creatures. I have nothing but love for all he has made.
But you were close to her?
Of course. But she was lost, separated from the fold. She did not see the hand of the divine in my blessed condition.
People have been murdered. I've seen the blood. I don't believe you can be trusted.
Have a little faith, Doctor. If you will follow, I will guide you to the light.
How do you plan to do that?
Take this key of the old sewers. The entrance is by the riverbank, south from here. There you'll find all the proof you need.
Very well. You have definitely intrigued me. I hope you're right, Sean.
I'll be here when you return. If you still think I'm a threat then, well, I'll surrender myself to your judgment.
Good evening, Mr. Throg.
Dr. Reed, can I be of any...
I'm afraid your posters were destroyed.
It cost me good money to print those posters. Such a pity people don't take the vampire menace seriously.
Did you really think the posters would be useful?
See the sad saint of the East End? How a single man can help so many people? I consider myself the discreet protector...
Tell me, Ichabod, why do you consider your...
He is a truly inspiring example. Dedicated, pious. His shelter is open to all, whoever they are. Most admirable.
Goodbye, and good hunting, Mr. Throckmorton. Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Do you need any help?
Rest assured, I will help you, sir. Martin Nightingale, at your service. Please, take a look at my wares.
Your merchandise. I don't...
None taken, sir. But please,
Let me be frank.
Who the hell are you?
I meant no offense.
And what should I do then?
What can you tell?
Not really. Miss Gillingham smiles and says kind words, but I know she's lost her marbles, especially since her son died.
How interesting. I don't suppose you know what happened to her son.
Jack. Rumour has it he tried to tackle some gang lads. I didn't know.
Tell me about this crazy woman. Madness is often mistaken for other conditions.
The poor woman's mad, all right. Kind and all, but she has so much trouble remembering things. She's taken me for a son more than once.
What can you tell me?
Not really.
Let me be frank.
Who the hell are you to question?
I meant no offense.
And what should I do?
Goodbye.
I know I've got something that'll strike your fancy. No, I'll find you something.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. May I come in?
I already took my medication, Doctor. But thank you.
I'm sorry. Your medication? Have we met before?
Don't tease me like that, Jack. Sorry, what?
I think I should come in, miss. I'd like to check if everything is okay, what with the epidemic spreading across London.
An epidemic, you say? How terrible. I had no idea. But where are my manners? Please do come in, Doctor. You are a doctor, yes? So, Dr. Tippett, what brings you back here? I heard whispers you had a job at that fancy hospital.
I told you my name is Jonathan Reed. Don't you remember?
Of course I do. I remember my name too. Gillingham. But you may call me Enid, Doctor. I'm very happy to see you again.
I found this watch. It was a gift from you to your boy, wasn't it? I think it should return to you now.
Oh, I remember. Yes, I recall the day I offered Jack this watch. Oh, it was such a beautiful day. Thank you, sir.
Trinkets and possessions help us remember our past. Promise me you'll not lose it.
I would never lose anything that belonged to Jack. Why don't you take this? Dr. Tippett's? Please, for your charity.
Enid, have you really no idea what happened to your son? No idea at all?
I've not seen Jack for so long. I lose track of time. Has something bad happened to him?
Jack takes good care of you, Miss Gillingham.
He does indeed. My Jack is the best son a mother could ask for.
What can you tell me?
Oh, no. I don't gossip.
Is anyone taking care of you, Miss Gillingham?
My son is always here to take care of me. He's a good boy like that, but I do worry that he needs to start living his own life. What?
Who are the more influential figures on the docks?
Well, I heard about some terrible illness going around. I would say in that case that it's you, Dr. Tippett.
Goodbye, Miss... It's locked.
Do you require...
I'm glad.
I'll try my...
Thank you, Doc.
Goodbye, Miss Gilligan. There's no need to... Show me what you have to watch.